Hello, word for today from Christian ABCs, the word miracle. Miracle comes from the Latin word for wonder. Miracle, the normal activity of God, which in our limited modern worldview seems to us miraculous, occasional, unusual, inexplicable, and therefore an excuse for doubt. Jesus performed wonders as a kind of spontaneous outbreak of compassion, a sign of the advent of God's reign, a preview of what was to come. And yet, if you'll note, few learned very much from his miracles. Very few said, like nobody, "Wow, he works wonders. I'll sign up to be crucified with him." Wonders call for wonderment rather than explanation. God is forever busy for the good of the world, but we don't always perceive that busyness or attribute the good to God. We're conditioned to ask the scientific question, how could this happen? Rather than the theological, I wonder who is behind this. The well-heeled among us solve most of our problems with our credit cards, but there are others whose best hope is in the miraculous. By the way, if you presuppose miracles can't happen, don't happen, you won't find any in Scripture or anywhere else. In a world governed by natural law, faithfully sealed shut from incursions from the divine, cause, effect, everything explained, that kind of world gets edgy when Christ's miracles disrupt this truce that science has made with the inexplicable. Miracles comprise those events that lead us to delightful recognition that, hey, God's creation continues. Hey, reality is not as fixed and final as we've been led to believe. Rarely do we fully understand what's going on, and yet we have a sense that in this wonder, a door has opened, a curtain has been pulled back for a moment, and just for one wonderful, wondering moment, we see. We do pray for miraculous intervention in times of sickness or difficulty because, well, now that we know who God is and God's benevolent intentions for us in Jesus Christ, we are justified in believing that God wills our good and strives with us against evil. Praying to God to work wonders, it's okay, as long as we end our prayers as Jesus did. Nevertheless, not my will, but thine be done. John calls miracles signs. Jesus' very first sign occurred not in a church service, not out of compassion for some suffering, crippled person. His first sign occurred at a bash after a wedding when Jesus, without saying a word or waving a magic wand, turned 180 gallons of water into wine, just to show he could do it. Seeing the sign, his disciples, John says, believed in him. Though, who knows what they believed? They hadn't yet heard him teach or preach anything. Oh, part of the fun of the wonderment. Water to wine, enough bread to feed a huge hungry multitude, the blind to see, the lame to walk, Lazarus breathes again, the poor hear good news preached. All of that, signs pointing to a wonderful possibility. Hey, world, in Jesus Christ, something's afoot. Miracle. Join me again as we do our Christian ABCs.